Hello and welcome to another episode of the Real Estate Investing Club. I'm your host, Gabe Peterson, and this is the place investors go to gain actionable advice, learn about current market trends, and hear war stories from other professional investors out there in the field today. Before we get started, I have two quick housekeeping items for you. First, if you like this episode, we would very much appreciate a like, subscribe, and share. It is the best way to support the show and keep it running far into the future. Second, if you're a new investor looking to get started in real estate or an experienced investor looking to take your investing to the next level, I've created an ebook just for you that will cover how to find deals that are actually deals, how to finance those deals with little to no money down, and how to exit those deals for maximum value. On top of that, I throw in an insane amount of free bonuses that you'll have access to once you buy the ebook. All I charge is our admin costs to keep this show running. So if you're serious about real estate investing and want to create both active and passive income as an investor, head on over to the website at therealestateinvestingclub.com and click on the button that says get the ebook in the upper right-hand corner to grab yourself a copy. With that said, let's dive right in. Today we have a very special guest with us, ready to drop some investor knowledge on you. So buckle up, grab your pen and paper, and enjoy the ride.
All right, we are live with another episode of the Real Estate Investing Club. This time we have Mark Podolsky. I hope I said that right, Mark. I apologize if I screwed that up.
Gabe Peterson, you did great. Thank you.
Mark is the author of Dirt Rich, the ultimate guide to helping you build passive income, and owner of Frontier Properties, a very reputable and successful land investing company. He has been buying and selling land full-time since 2001. Mark, I'm really excited to have you here because we have yet to have a land guy on the show. So welcome.
Gabe, thank you so much. Great being here. Thank you.
Yeah, absolutely. So we always start with stories. That's our main bread and butter here on the Real Estate Investing Club. So why don't you take us back to the beginning? How did you get started in land?
All right, let's rewind the tape to 2000.
Oh, nice. I love it.
And I am a miserable, micromanaged, 45-minute commute to work and back investment banker specializing in private equity groups. And
Okay.
Gabe, it got so bad for me. I wouldn't get the Sunday blues anticipating Monday coming around. I'd get the Friday blues anticipating the weekend going by really fast and having to be back at work on Monday.
Yeah.
So my firm hires this guy and he's telling me that as a side hustle, he's buying up raw land, pennies on the dollar at tax deed auctions. He's flipping them online and he's making a 300% return on his investment. Well, I'm looking at companies all day long. And a great company has 15% EBITDA margins or free cash flow. Average companies, 10%. And I'm looking at companies all day long, less than 10%. So of
Really?
course, I don't believe him. So I've got $3,000 saved up for car repairs. I go to New Mexico and I do exactly what he says to do. I buy 10 half-acre parcels, an average price of $300 each.
$300? Wow.
$300.
Jeez.
I flipped them online. They all sell for an average price of $1,200, 300%. It worked. So I took all that money and went to another auction. And this is in Arizona where I live. And again, it's 2000. There's no one in the room. And I'm buying up lots and acreage for like nothing. And over the next 6 months, I sold all that land and I made over $90,000 cash. So I go to my wife and I'm like, honey, I'm going to quit my job and become a full-time land investor. She's pregnant. She's like, absolutely not. So I said, okay. So I worked land investing part-time and it took about 18 months for the land investing income to exceed the investment banking income. And then I quit. I've been doing it full-time ever since. I think we're over 6,000 transactions now, and I absolutely love it.
Wow, man, that is a story. And I totally understand where your wife's coming from. If you had come to, me and I was your wife, I'd be like, hell no guaranteed income. We're not doing that. So it's glad you actually made it past that. And I mean, 6,000 transactions, that's a ton. That means you are definitely an expert at this point.
Yeah, no, thank you. You say that, but then I get real scared. I want to keep beginner's mind.
Yep.
right? Because I don't want to be trapped by expertise, which you see a lot actually.
Yep. Well, cool. I mean, that's a really sweet story, and I've heard good things about land investing, but I don't quite understand. Is it all bought on auction? Why don't you take us kind of to how the process works? How do you find these properties originally? These parcels of land? Are you marketing for them, or is it mostly bought on auction?
Okay, so I don't go to the auctions anymore. I want to get those properties before they go to a competitive auction. So, Gabe, you're in Seattle, right?
Mm-hmm.
All right, I'm going to use you as a case study. I'm going to pretend you own 10 acres of raw land in Texas, and you owe $200 in back taxes. So, when I see that on the public list, let's say the county treasurer or the assessor, you're telling me two things, or you're advertising two things to me. Number one, Gabe, you have no emotional attachment to that raw land. You're in Seattle, properties in Texas. And number two, you're distressed financially in some weird way. Because when we don't pay our taxes, we don't value that property in the same way. So all I'm going to do is look at the comparable sales on your 10-acre parcel for the last 12 to 18 months. I'm going to take the lowest comparable sale and I'm going to divide by 4. And that's going to get me what Warren Buffett would call a 300% margin of safety. So I don't want to be like the housing guys and say, I'm interested in buying your land. I'm going to send you an actual offer. So
Like a purchase and sale agreement.
Like a purchase and sale agreement. So let's say that the lowest comp is 10 grand. I'm going to send you an offer for $2,500. Now you accept it because for you, $2,500 is better than nothing because this whole time the county treasurer keeps saying, Gabe, you don't pay your taxes. We're going to auction your property to a tax deed or a tax lien investor. Now, in reality, 3 to 5% of people accept my quote unquote top dollar offer. Now, once you accept it, I'm going to go through due diligence or this in-depth research. I got to confirm you still own the property. I have to confirm back taxes are only $200. I have to make sure that there's ingress or egress or legal access. I want to know what's compelling about the property. How far are you from the nearest Walmart or services? What are the roads like? And so I have this whole property checklist. And what I'll do is I'll outsource this to my team in the Philippines. So they're connected to an American title company. They'll do our search for us. Now it's $5,000 or less, then we'll self-close. If it's $5,000 or more, we'll close through a title company. And then once I own it, this is where the magic happens. I'm going to sell it 30 days or less because I have a built-in best buyer. Do you know who it is?
Your list?
No, well, the list is good if it's not as good as this.
I don't know. Who is it?
It's the neighbors. The neighbors. So I'm going to send out neighbor letters saying, hey, here's your opportunity. Expand your views, protect your privacy, know your neighbor. So oftentimes the neighbors will buy it. Now, if they pass, I will go to my buyer's list. If my buyer's list passes, I'll go to a little website you may have heard of called Craigslist. It's the 10th most trafficked website in the United States.
Wow.
I'll go to a smaller one. I know you've heard of this one. It's called Facebook. I'll go to buy-sell groups, the marketplace. And then I'll go to the lands. Landmodo.com, landandfarm.com, landsofamerica.com, landflip.com, landhub.com. These are platforms where people buy and sell raw land. Now, the way that I'm going to sell it, though, is I'm going to make it irresistible. So I'm going to say, hey, look, for only $2,500, you can control this 10-acre parcel. And then I'm going to owner finance the balance of it, right? So let's just make it a car payment. We'll say $449 a month, 9% interest in the next 84 months. So I'm going to get my money out on the down, or I might go 6 to 10 months out, and then I'll make it a car payment. So now it's a one-time sale. I'm going to get recurring income every single month, but no renters, no rehabs, no renovations, no rodents. And because I'm not dealing with the tenant, I'm exempt from Dodd-Frank, RESPA, and the SAFE Act, all this onerous real estate legislation. So then the game we play is, can we create enough of these land notes where our passive income exceeds our fixed expenses? And now we're working because we want to, not because we have to.
Wow, I love it. That is a true master plan. So, I mean, a few questions popped up to my mind. I'm going to kind of go in reverse order here, starting with the, so you do mostly seller finance notes, it sounds like. How do you go about managing those notes? Do you guys go through a note financing or a note management company, or how does that work?
That's a whole long story, but basically, if you've ever seen Curb Your Enthusiasm,
Yeah,
are you,
yeah.
so in the last season, Larry opens up a spite store next to Mocha Joe. So I created my own spite store with software called geekpay.io because I could not find a good software solution to manage my notes. So I scratched my own itch and I developed myself. We now have 10,000 users. It's amazing. It's a set it and forget it software system. So it automates the entire process. We get the down payment via credit card, and then we automate via ACH getting the recurring note income. And it automates the notifications. It does all the amortization with the interest. The borrowers can come in, they can prepay, they can see their current balance at any time. It's completely cloud-based, it's secure. But if that ACH does fail, we can get a credit card as a backup on file and charge them a 3% convenience fee. So I've completely eliminated, this credit card company as a 2.9% partner in my business now.
Wow.
And so the fees are really, really low. And it's the only software I know of that, because we charge a note collection fee and a note setup fee, it's actually after 2 notes, a profit center for our customers.
Wow, I love it. We have looked high and low for reputable, good note servicing companies, and they just are not out there. It's like, I don't know why. It's not that hard of a task. You're just servicing a note, but none of them, like, they're just really bad companies. And so geekpay.io, I'm gonna have to check that out myself. That sounds like a good solution for a problem that I've been having recently.
Fantastic.
Awesome. So let's go back to land. Let's see. You were talking about, I was going to ask about valuing the land. You already touched on this a little bit, but it sounds like you find comparable sales, obviously. And then you look at let's see, you said back taxes, ingress, egress. What other things do you look for when it comes to putting a value on the land?
I mean, really, this is the maddening thing about land, and this is the great thing about land. It's such an inefficient market. No one really knows the value of their land.
Yeah, yeah.
So you just have to kind of make the best guess. Yeah. Really, what I'll do is I'll look at that metric of 3 to 5% response rate. And if it's under 3%, I got to raise my offer. If it's over 5%, I'm getting nervous and I might retrade during due diligence.
Okay. So, but it really does, the standard number comes from the comps of the land, not of, parcels that have already been developed, correct?
Correct.
That makes sense. So let's go back or a little bit further up into the sales funnel. You talked about how you found these, and it sounds like most of them you're looking for out-of-state owners and that are tax delinquent. Is there any other criteria that you look for, and do you reach out to these? Is this all mail? Do you do RVMs, digital marketing? What's your main source here?
Yeah, so we're doing direct mail. We have a software solution that automates that as well. So we just upload the list. Then we have an API with a mailing company. It's like 50 cents or 60 cents for a first class letter.
You want to give them a shout out real quick? What's the mailing company?
It's ours. I mean, it's
nice.
It's proprietary, but
okay.
But it's great. And so because we're doing a volume with our platform, we get this pricing. So we automate that piece, and then the software just takes us through the entire process. So our virtual assistants can go in, upload due diligence reports. We can see where we are in the marketing, and then I can kind of come in and see how many offers are going out, how many deals are pending, how many deals did we close, and just kind of manage it from 30,000 feet.
Nice. Very cool. So kind of looking into the future, how do you see, I mean, there's talk about, housing will be hit eventually. We've been on this 10-year streak upwards. So, eventually it needs to go down. How does land perform in a recession? Like what do you see coming up in the future for land?
Yeah. So, we're on the long tail of real estate. So in 2008, when housing was getting crushed, I was doing just fine, very profitable. 2009 wasn't that bad, but 2010, it was like one day 50% of my note income just went away.
Oh, wow.
And so I had to be prepared for that. So what we do now is we use a profit first system. I don't know if you've read that book, Profit First by Mike Michalowicz, but it really keeps you out of trouble managing your cash flow. And I talk about it in the book, Dirt Rich, that, even though we were profitable, during that Great Recession, I had built up my personal overhead so high, it was pretty miserable. I had Parkinson's law of money. I don't have that anymore. So, it's, that was a really good, lesson, but inevitably, we're going to see a recession at some point because it is a cycle. And, but I would say during COVID, our business has never been better because, people want a real asset. And, when the government's putting trillions of dollars out, and, you need this inflation hedge. And so gold, silver, and land, we're able to benefit from that. Unfortunately, it's not something we're proud of, but it's just the reality.
Yeah. Yep. So it actually sounds like it performs fairly well during a recession, which is good. Kind of makes sense because you're not making more land. So how have things kind of changed? You went through the recession, 2008 through 2010, you kind of felt that. Since then, how's the land game kind of changed? Has there been, major, changes in the market, or has it kind of stayed, you've seen kind of competition stay the same, across the board?
Yeah. I mean, we've grown every year. We're just getting better at it. Mm-hmm. So, we're accessing global talent. So it's just like the best time ever to be an entrepreneur. So we got to have a team in Jamaica. We have a team in the Philippines.
Oh, wow.
We have our software solutions that we didn't have in the beginning. So the whole philosophy is I can always make more money. I can't get more time.
Yeah.
So, but as far as the general market is concerned, we're staying disciplined. We're buying properties 25, 30 cents on the dollar. So whether there's a little uptick or downtick, it doesn't matter. Those ratios still stay the same. Yep. So as long as we stay disciplined, we don't overpay, we're not going to get in trouble. And, I've done this so many times. I've never been stuck with a piece of raw land. There is a pig for every barn, even stuff that you and I would be like, why would anyone buy this?
Interesting.
They all sell.
Yeah. That's interesting to hear because, me and my partners, we market a bunch for, property or land with property on it, real estate. And we get a bunch of land leads, but when we get them, we never know what to do with them. We have this number, we have them, the seller said, yeah, I really want to sell, buy my property. And I'm looking at it like, I don't know what to do. This is out in the middle of nowhere. It's like, who's going to buy this? Do you find that even those
I will buy it. Bring it. Bring them to me.
Mark will buy it.
I will buy them.
You'll be our new source. Awesome. Well, hey, Mark, we are through the 15-minute mark, so I got to push us into the quick question round. You ready?
I'm ready.
All right, let's do it. Always starts with books. Books are a big thing for me. So why don't we give me 2 book recommendations, one for general life wisdom and the other for real estate.
Okay, so for real estate is definitely going to be The One Thing by Gary Keller. General life wisdom, there's so much that I've read, and there's so many really great books out there. But I'll tell you what, I'm reading a really great read right now that has so much life wisdom in it, called The Biggest Bluff by Maria Kanakova. And she makes this metaphor of poker playing to life and business. And it's really interesting. And just, the decision-making process and how we have to take care of ourselves before we can go out and take these risks at the poker table. And just like life, we don't have all the data. And at some point we have to just, be able to play the best hand we can, or have the wisdom to fold and go a different direction, have that flexibility, and be aware of our decision-making fallacies. And, these Dunning-Kruger effects and the planning fallacy and all these sort of things that, we kind of know, but she really lays it out well. And it's I'm really loving the book. I'm not done with it yet, but
That's
it made me think of that. But if that book turns out to be too much of a metaphor for poker or whatever, you hear poker like I'm not going to read that. I would say the other one would be The Second Mountain by David Brooks, which is the first mountain is very egoic, and the second mountain is purpose driven.
I love it. So, okay, what was the first one again?
The Biggest Bluff.
Biggest Bluff and Second Mountain. Awesome. I will put those.
That's for life wisdom, and the first one for real estate is The One Thing.
The One Thing. Yeah, I've read The One Thing. That's a really good book by Gary Keller.
Yeah.
I have not read the others, so I'll have to pick those up. Awesome. Moving on. So, going back to your younger self. So, if you were to go back to the Mark who had zero real estate experience, he was sitting there in the investment firm, driving that 45 minutes back and forth, hating your life, not hating your life, but hating your job. And if you can go back to him, look him in the eye, shake his hand, give him one piece of advice moving forward.
I would say enjoy the journey of it. Be more mindful of the journey, and don't take it all for granted, because it goes by so fast.
Yep. No, that is a good piece of advice. I always find myself, you get stuck in the day to day, and you're so focused on the goal that you forget that everything is happening right now. So that's a very good piece of advice. What is your biggest tip when it comes to building a team?
So don't interview, test. Interviewing is a waste of time. You're not going to know. And when you start seeing your own, biases, it's almost better not to interview and give them tests. And depending on the position, I mean, obviously, if it's a sales position, certainly you want to talk to them. But otherwise, I want to see, can they do the job? Are they an A player? Can they think for themselves? Are they just following directions? I don't want paycheck players. I want people who are going to understand their purpose, their motivation, their overarching goal to our purpose. And then how can you make it better? And then we give them tests and see how they do.
That is great. I've never heard that said, but I mean, to me, it makes 100% sense. I mean, I can interview a person till I'm blue in the face, but I don't really know how they're going to act, how they're going to behave on the team until they're actually there doing the work. So don't interview, test. I like that.
So I hire 3, and I'll keep 1.
Makes sense.
Yeah.
Figure out which one is the best fit for the team.
Yeah.
Going on to the next question, and this is for today. So, what area in the United States are you super excited about when it comes to land investing?
So Gabe, let's just be honest. Nobody wakes up and thinks to themselves, boy, I'd like some raw land in Iowa today. Unless you live in Iowa.
Unless you like to grow corn, right?
Unless you like to grow corn. So we're focused on the Southwest, a little bit in the Northwest, Florida. So the Sunshine
Southwest.
States.
Yep. That makes sense. It seems like everybody's pretty excited about that. Even I've heard Alabama and Louisiana, people like multifamily investors are excited about that area. I've looked at the numbers. I was never super excited about it, but seems like it's coming up. People are liking it.
All right.
Awesome. So this is an opportunity for you to flex your muscles, to brag a little bit. What is your Superman strength? What are you really good at?
I think I'm really good at knowing that I'm not good at anything. So, and just sort of this idea that I don't want to ever get overconfident, and kind of keep this humility and this beginner's mind that I can always learn more, and just this general idea of Kaizen, continuous improvement, and that I'll never get to the top of the mountain. And I should just enjoy the journey of just trying every day to get a little bit less wrong each day.
I love it. That is a great mindset to have for sure. So last question. This one's for the guests. What is the best way for people to reach out to you, and what can they expect when they reach out?
Yeah, I think the best way is thelandgeek.com. If you're interested in land investing, we have an introductory course, how to double your money 30 days or less. It's normally $97, but for your listeners, I'd love to offer it for free. If they just go to thelandgeek.com/quick deals, they can see if this even resonates with them and they like the niche.
Perfect. Landgeek.com/quick deals. I will put that link in the show notes. So if you're listening to this, watching this, just click on the little more in the description. It'll pop down the full description. In there, you can find Mark's URL. Click through there and check out this course. It sounds like something I may be jumping on because I want to learn a little bit more about land.
Awesome.
Awesome. Well, Mark, hey, thanks for hopping on. It was a pleasure having you on the show.
Thank you, Gabe. I really appreciate it.
Absolutely. For everybody who's here with us today, thank you guys for showing up. You are the reason that we do this, so we appreciate having you here. Other than that, I hope you guys have an absolutely fantastic week. Keep rocking real estate, and I look forward to seeing you on the next episode.
Thank you for joining us for another episode of the Real Estate Investing Club. I hope you guys enjoyed the episode as much as I enjoyed putting it on, and we're able to pull some actionable advice that you can apply in your own investing today in the field. Before you go, we have a gift for you. If you're a new investor looking to get started or an established investor looking to take your investing to the next level, I've created an ebook just for you, available on our website. This ebook will cover how I was able to create both active and passive income in real estate with very little money to start with. In it, I will address the 3 most often cited obstacles new and veteran investors run into by showing you how to find deals that are actually deals, how to finance a deal with little to no money down, and how to exit those deals for maximum value. And if you get the ebook today, I am throwing in a bundle of bonuses, 7 of them to be exact. The first one will be the off-market lead generation blueprint, which will take you through the exact systems and processes we use to generate off-market leads like clockwork, which is the most important skill when it comes to creating wealth in real estate. The second bonus is the A to Z REI systems and vendors guide, which will allow you to peek under the hood of our business and see the exact tools, systems, and even the vendors we use to see the success that we do. And the third bonus is the top 100 best performing keywords pack, which will give you the exact keywords we use to target motivated sellers online using PPC ads. The fourth bonus is our contracts bundle for wholesaling and renting real estate, which will give you access to all the contracts we use in the field to execute all different types of transactions. After that is the Investors Quick Analysis Calculator and Offer Tool, which will allow you to quickly calculate whether a deal is an actual deal and will allow you to create an offer automatically from those calculations. This is a lot of bonuses that I said. I'm just going to keep going down the list. Number 6 is the Investors Daily Success Tracker, which is a tracker you can use to ensure you are taking the right actions day in and day out to reach your financial goals in real estate. And the last bonus is the Wholesalers Template for Quick Assignment Cash, which will give you the templates we use to present our wholesale deals professionally and efficiently to our buyers. Whew, that is a bundle. So it's a mouthful. You get all of those bonuses for free when you download the ebook. All we charge is the admin cost to run the show. So if you're interested in the ebook and the bonus bundle, head on over to the website at therealestateinvestingclub.com. Click on Get the Ebook Bundle at the top of the page to take advantage of that deal. And with that said, I hope you have a fantastic day, an even better week. Keep rocking real estate, and I look forward to seeing you on the next episode.